back to Hispanic Agenda. Joining our roundtable today are ABC7's John Gonzalez, Judy Pino from the LIBRE Initiative, and Alberto Avendaño from El Tiempo Latino, the Spanish language publication of the Washington Post. Welcome all to Hispanic Agenda. Thank you for having us. Pleasure to see you guys. All right, let's start. We have a lot to talk about. Let's start with this. Many Latinos are upset. This is what some are reporting, because there are grammatical errors on the Spanish website, cuidadodesalud.gov.
Well, Obamacare, Alejandro, can't catch a break here. Of course, we had all the issues on the English version of the website. 2 months late, the Spanish version is finally here, and here's a shot of it right here. We have it up here in the studio. And now many are reporting that many are critiquing the website because there are a lot of grammatical errors, a lot of typos, as if someone wrote it in Spanglish.
Now, what I want to ask you, John, and the whole panel, is this a manufactured crisis? Because, for example, they're taking issue with the word cuidado, saying that it means be careful of health. That's not necessarily true.
Right.
Cuidado means
it
also
can go
care.
both ways. It can mean care as well. So, ticky-tacky, who's complaining, who knows? I got to tell you, I went on the website. I don't know if they've made the corrections, but I didn't find a lot wrong with the website.
You're an expert.
There is not. I'm not an expert. I speak several languages, and I have an accent from these close states of the United States of America. I can tell you, this is a fabrication. And what upsets me about all this thing, smoking mirrors and all that stuff, is that it's getting away the attention from the real issue, which is the healthcare crisis in this nation. We have a crisis. We have families going bankrupt because of healthcare issues, and we need to fix it. Is Obamacare the solution? Well, do I support it? That's not the case or the point. I think it's an imperfect law, but it's the law of the land right now. Let's go implement it and then talk about something else, not about grammatical errors, for goodness sake.
Well, we have to talk about grammatical errors. I'll tell you why. Because we've spent millions of taxpayer dollars on this website, and there were some grammatical errors. Whether or not they've been fixed, we have forms to register into the plan that are in English. But above and beyond that, the biggest thing here is that they were too late. 2 months late with this website for Spanish speakers, and they're still expected to enroll in insurance on time or pay the penalty.
Yes, there are a lot of problems. What I am still waiting is to have implemented a real law in this nation that generates some kind of equality or fairness for the whole nation.
We agree on
that. Grammatical issues, give me a break. That's my point.
All right, let's move. Let's move along.
About dollars.
I thought this story was very interesting. State Representative Jessie Rodriguez in the state of Wisconsin. Apparently, there's some controversy here because she doesn't want to be part of the Hispanic and African American caucus, the minority group. In her state, she's an immigrant from El Salvador, happens to be a conservative Republican, and she doesn't want to be part of it, and this is causing some controversy. Tell me about that.
Well, I mean, let's not put it in the context, though, she doesn't want to be part of it. And there are reasons why. This woman does not need to be a part of this group. She has been grassroots with the Hispanic community. And, you know, these caucuses are very deep into these unions, the teachers' unions. And to be clear, Representative Rodriguez has been very active with pro-choice in the schools and giving them parents the option to give a better opportunity to the students. Of course, the teachers' unions are completely against. I mean, this is Scott Walker's state we're talking about.
Let me read her statement. She says, I've worked long enough in struggling communities to understand that no self-appointed group or organization, whether white, black, or Latino, owns the right to represent any one segment of our society.
And at the end of the day, she doesn't feel
she's an immigrant, she's Salvadorian. She probably doesn't want to be part of the caucus because most of the people in that caucus are not conservative Republicans.
She has the right to belong to the club that they want to belong. Anybody, except for Groucho Marx or Woody Allen, I don't remember which one, that they don't want to belong to a club that they have, a club that has them as a member. But, you know, these kind of statements, again, generate a crisis where there is no crisis. She doesn't want to belong to a club. So be it.
And hopefully they don't treat her as she's somehow selling out her community, because I don't think that's necessarily
I think that could become a problem. She'll be looked at as a traitor in some groups. Hopefully that won't be the case.
And let me say something else that's very important for the Latino community. We need to stop putting ourselves in this box. Just because you're a Latino doesn't mean you need to belong to some Latino group to prove that you're Latino, or do something for the Latino community. Hispanics need to start integrating as Americans, not as Latinos.
Yeah, but at the same time,
we don't need to belong to a group to say we're Latino.
But at the same time, belonging to certain groups makes sense, and it plays a political and a social role.
But in this case, I don't think she she wasn't receiving an invitation.
All right,
it wasn't approved yet. They were going to vote on it.
Well, let's keep talking about Latinos. One of my favorite programs, I've been watching it for years, just like many of you, Saturday Night Live. Recently,
I get all my news from Saturday Night Live.
You know, me too. I think a lot of people do.
Yes.
And, you know, recently there was some controversy because they didn't have an African-American female in their cast. And now some people are asking, ¿Dónde están los latinos? How do you feel
¿Dónde están los latinos is an English language sentence, as you just, and you pronounce it very well in English, by the way. ¿Dónde están los latinos? I think it's fair play in this nation to not to raise the issue of the quota that I have been always against, but raising the issue of if we have a diverse nation, why don't you give me diverse shows?
And we know it works for ratings when you have a diverse.
Yeah, Latinos over-index in entertainment consumption, so that would tell the so-called establishment that their exclusion policy is working. However, UCLA study also states that diverse shows get better ratings. So it is about normality, it is about logic, it is about doing business in the right way. So
but it should also be about merit. Right? It's funny.
But do we have the right to request more Latino presence on entertainment in news everywhere? Of course.
It's already happening, though.
All right. Guys, I'm sorry we don't have time for more. Very interesting discussion, like always. Thank you, Alberto Avendaño, Judy Pino, and John Gonzalez. Coming up on Hispanic Agenda, a woman who truly means business, Anna Harvey, is a person you should definitely know. That's next.